bold black LA. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't think I'll stay outside of bold black LA.
Justin Hunt, and I'm here with.
Cheyenne Smith.
Nice to meet you, Cheyenne Smith.
Nice to meet you too.
It's awesome.
Should we shake hands?
Yeah, we do that. There we go. So, what organization are you here with?
I'm actually the founder of the New Black Era, which is a millennial civic engagement organization. We were founded in 2015 as a response to just the killing of all the black bodies, Michael Brown, Trayvon Martin. And since then, we built a collective, a coalition of average black community members who are not into policy, but who want to take action when needed.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
That's awesome. So, what part of LA have you fallen in love with the most? When you think of LA,
I'm from South Central. I'm from Inglewood. I grew up off of Manchester, somewhere in between Western and Crenshaw. But I went to school on the West Side. Shout out to Uni High and Palms Middle School. So I'm all over LA. I'm one of those, when they say, where are you from? What part of LA are you from? I'm like, this is where my granny stay. This is where my other granny stay. And so I fell in love, particularly in this age. I've been in love with Lamert Park. I know that sounds so cliche, but I love the revival of the community. I love the new businesses, the staple businesses that are still thriving there. And I'm really looking forward to the Vision Theater reopening.
Well, that's great. Let's go. You LA all up and down. LA down.
Absolutely.
What do you think drives your passion for the city?
What really drives my passion is I'm third generation. My grandfather was born in LA. My great grandmother used to take me to community service activities when I was just 4 and 5 years old. She planted a church on 36th in Vermont. I grew up looking at USC all day. And so what drives my passion is seeing my family come from nothing to something, to see my mother send 4 children to college, to see my family members thrive as business owners and community members, to see my church grow from a small church to a huge church, and to see now my child grow up in the same space that I grew up in.
Oh, that's real. That's real. That's a real family affair.
Absolutely.
I love that. I love that. You know, there's a lot of people who've described the times that we're in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
You know, without going into necessarily specifics in my question, rather, if you could describe this era and compare it to another time period, what might this time period remind you of historically?
It's the new reconstruction. It's the reconstruction. Interestingly enough, not to get too trendy, but I've been watching The Gilded Age, and I'm reminded that after the Civil War, after slaves were freed, we had to figure it out. There has been so many moments through the civil rights movement, the Reconstruction era, where Black people, we've always faced challenges. And this is just another challenge that we're facing. And I really believe that when we continue to stay connected as community and stop thinking about everybody else across the world and get rooted in our Blackness and get rooted in our family, then we will see the same thing happen that we saw after the Reconstruction, which was the building of Black businesses, the building of Black Wall Street. But this time around, they're not going to burn us down because we have too much power for them to do so.
That's awesome. I love that. I mean, you know, and if you could drill down or be specific in how we were able to overcome some of those challenges now, what would you say we should take from those previous experiences and make sure that we focus on to make sure we have the same results this time?
I think that what we saw that we should double down on, it's another one I think is important to be on topic, the conversation around Target. Now, I was a Target girl, I'm not going to lie, but we have to be willing to not do the things so that we can get further. We have to be willing to bring the conversations to our table. We need to be able to have the conversations in community, and not in community online. It's not COVID anymore. Being in community, in person, touching grass, touching hands, learning about new things, being unafraid to learn about policies, going to community workshops, which seem like it's so far away. We did that during the civil rights movement. We did that, in churches, but it's really important that we double down on the in-person solidarity and that we sacrifice our time for entertainment, for sports, and then to come back into arts and culture where we can stay connected and learn about what's going on. Oftentimes people say, I didn't know about that. Well, with the internet, there's so many opportunities for us to know. But if you want to see and learn from people who look like you and care about you, where you feel safe, seen, and heard, it's important to be in Black spaces. And it's important that you are unafraid to ask questions, follow leaders, because everybody's not the leader. Sometimes you're the leader, sometimes you're the follower. Be able to be in service and volunteer, but also to be in person and community. I think that's really important. And I think that we overlook that a lot in our generation because we get so caught up in the hustle bustle, the hustle culture. We get so caught up in entertainment and sports and beauty, which is amazing. Those are a part of our lives, but we have to sacrifice some of our time to get back into community and get rooted in activism.
Yeah. Beautifully said. Beautifully said. Where can people find you, Cheyenne? What are your social handles? How can people tap in?
I'm everywhere at Shy Smith Wins. Okay. On Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X.
Blue Sky?
Blue Sky.
You on Blue Sky?
Not yet. I've been on a hiatus. I should get on Blue Sky.
If you get enough Black people on Blue Sky, then it's Black Sky.
You know what? Now I feel like you've given me a challenge, and so now when I go back inside, I'll just create a Blue Sky account.
Make Blue Sky Black Sky. It's kind of like MAGA, but different.
No, it's never like MAGA, and it's always different.